it's Natasha and thank you so much for joining me today. Well, I have this gorgeous paper pad set here. This is from the Textures range by Lou Collins. This is the Mariposa paper pack. There are 24 sheets in this pack. There are 6 different designs and there are 4 pages of each, which I appreciate because I love this paper pad and this just kind of speaks to me. Every single one of these just gives me ideas. And I have to fight all of my hoarding tendencies when it comes to this paper pad. However, I did want to talk to you today about partial images. Whether this be from something you've stamped yourself, whether it be from a paper pad, any paper pad at all, whether you've used one side of the paper and then actually realize that you've cut into something on the other side of the paper. But looking at this one here, there are so many partial butterflies. Now, if I were to have this as a complete card front, this would look stunning. I could get 2 card fronts out of this, and that would look great if I put it that way. However, the text would be the wrong way. This way, I could really only kind of fit one, unless I did little strips or something. There is also only 2 of those bigger, complete butterflies on the page. There's a couple of little ones as well, but 2 of the kind of bigger ones. There are lots and lots of partial images. So I thought I would put together a card today to show you how I kind of work with partial images. Now this is a gorgeous sheet and I am mainly using this because I know that I have 3 more in the pack that I can use for the other ideas that I had for this design as well. But just in case you've ever wondered what you can do with images that you have half of left or a third of or little pieces, then I thought I would give you some ideas. Then let me know in the comment section down below if this is something you're interested in seeing, and I'm happy to provide more ideas for this because I certainly do have more ideas. I just thought I would start off and see if it's something that you're interested in seeing. Now for these ones, I'm going to fussy cut around these butterflies, and I've just done a rough job on the right hand side where their wings kind of run out because I know I'll be cutting off a little bit of that later on too. Now I have cut down this piece here just a little bit and I'm going to use some Lunar paste. Now I think this is the Slippery When Wet Lunar paste. This is the kind of yellowy gold. Honestly, this is the best gold paste that I have seen, I have used. I love it. You can thin it down with water and it loses none of that gorgeous sparkle, it doesn't thin out at all. It is absolutely stunning. So I am just going to pop a little bit down here on my non-stick sheet and then use a paintbrush to kind of shift it all around because I'm going to do some smooshing with this. Now I was going to do it with a paintbrush and then I changed my mind and just decided to put my piece of paper right into it. Now this is not watercolor paper, so I'm just going to have to be a little bit careful. However, if you used watercolor paper, I'm sure that would probably give you a little more security. Now I'm drying this with a heat tool. Of course you could let this dry naturally and you would get slightly different results. The heat gun is pushing it around a little bit, but I kind of love all of that texture in the background. I really am going for texture at the moment, and this gold background is going to be shiny. This is absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous paste. I love working with this, and I often don't use as much shiny material on a card as this, but you'll see that we're going to tone it down a little bit with the elements that we'll add. Then I decided to do some more direct splashes, so they were a little bit darker, and although they're a little bit hard to see on the camera, they're definitely there in real life. And I just used a fine paintbrush because in general, the finer the paintbrush, the finer the splatters. Now I just wanted to quickly pop in here and show you how a little tip that I wanted you to remember. Now I have of course my stamping platforms and I use my washi tape to keep my Sizzix sticky grids in here, and I was just replacing this one when I thought, oh, maybe I should show them and remind them that actually you can turn over your sticky grid and then use the other side. So once one side has lost its stick, remember to turn it over and use the other side. So there are 5 sheets that come in a pack, and of course each sheet has 2 sides, so then you are going to get 10 uses out of these. And then I just reused some washi tape to stick this down. I had turned on the camera after I had taken off the initial washi tape, so that's why I showed you my other one. I have 2 of these platforms, and these are my all-time favorite out of all the brands I have ever purchased, and I think I've purchased most of them. I have donated them. I don't even use them anymore. This one is definitely my go-to, and they are getting hard to find these days. There are a few different brands who have purchased the rights to this design, so I can't necessarily just give you one name brand of it, but often on Amazon and lots of different places like that you'll be able to find it. If I can, I will link any down below for you. Now I have all of my butterflies, and I'm going to have these hanging off the edge. So the edge that is incomplete of their wings, I'm going to have hanging off the right hand edge of my paper, and that was just purely because these ones have all lost their right wings. You could pop these down the left as well. Doing a little slim panel would look really fun as well, rather than going onto the whole panel, but neither here nor there. There are so many different options for just partial images, and I just thought I would start off with something really simple and easy and show you that remember, we can use those too. Now sometimes I run into this problem when I have cut into one side of designer paper or a paper pad and then realized on the other side I had actually cut into an image I would have loved to have saved. So that's what kind of got me started on this. I am popping a little thinking of you, and at this point this is when I'm going to pop it into my stamping platform because I don't want to ruin it at this point. This card is going to be really clean and simple, but there are going to be a few things that we're going to add just to be the finishing touches. If you've watched my videos before, it is often the finishing touches that really make a card. So I'm going to stamp this little thinking of you in some VersaFine Onyx black ink. It goes with the gorgeous black stamping of the butterflies too. And then at this point I am going to do my little trick to make sure that my panel is nicely lined up. So 4 pieces of adhesive around the edge with a little piece in the middle. Take off the piece in the middle completely, but the pieces around the edge you just need to leave a little tab, but leave the rest of the adhesive release paper on. So just a tab, and then when you pop this onto your card base you can wiggle it around, make sure all the little tabs are poking out the side. Once you've got it in place, press down in the middle to secure it, and then pull out all of your little tabs. Now this is gorgeous, this is stunning, the shine is stunning, I love the design. However, I'm going to do a couple of things from here. Now this is definitely optional. I am going to take some blue acrylic paint. I am definitely on an acrylic paint buzz at the moment. Specifically, I am loving the Dina Wakley ones, but any paint is going to work. Now any ink is going to work, any watercolor pencils are going to work, any normal coloring in pencils, kids coloring in pencils are going to work for this. You can use anything, you can use your alcohol markers, because at the moment these little butterflies are just paper essentially. So I'm using a little bit of that blue. Now I just want the smallest, slightest hint of blue. I do not want to take away anything from these gorgeous butterflies. I don't want the color to be overwhelming. This is meant to be a subtle, gentle card because this is a condolences card. So I'm just going for a tiny little bit of subtle blue coming out of the butterfly wings there. And then just to finish this off, and this is really hard to also see in the video, but I'm going to use a little bit of glossy accents to go up the bodies of the butterflies. And again, this just adds a dimensional aspect to them. You could also put some gems or a little row of enamel dots or something like that up the middle. That would work too. But I hope you have enjoyed this video, seeing how I use my partial images, and I really appreciate it. I appreciate that you're being here. I appreciate your comments. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks. Bye.